Hi guys, and welcome to episode 170 of the James Layton Fitness Podcast. Now within this specific podcast episode, we'll be discussing exactly why your calories are not static within a muscle building phase or a fat loss phase. Now in my opinion, this is probably where 99% of people go wrong within a fat loss phase or a muscle building phase. They get this idea that they need this magical nutrition plan, they need this magic set of calories and macronutrients, and once they have that in place, they assume that they're going to achieve their fat loss goals, they assume they're going to achieve their muscle building goals. But here's the real deal: you need to really understand that plateaus are normal within a fat loss phase and also a muscle building phase, and that's ultimately just your cue to either decrease or increase calories or increase cardio if you're within a fat loss phase. In short, once you've reached this fat loss plateau or muscle building plateau, that's just your cue to make a change to either calories or cardio. So within the context of a fat loss phase, you're going to either reduce calories and or increase energy expenditure for more cardio, whereas within a muscle building phase, if you reach a plateau, you need to obviously be increasing calories. So the big idea I want you to take away from this podcast is just really understanding that your calorie requirements are not static. It's not like the calories you start on at the beginning of a fat loss phase will be the same as what they are at the end of the fat loss phase. They're going to change. They're going to be slowly reduced over time. Similarly, within the muscle building phase, your calories need to be slowly increasing over time to continue creating the calorie surplus needed for growth. And the reason why I think this is where most people go wrong within a fat loss phase or a muscle building phase is typically people will start a diet or exercise program, they'll see progress, they'll meet a plateau, and then they'll pull their hair out. They'll either give up completely, they'll binge, or they'll find another exercise program or diet plan. They'll assume that the plan's no longer working. The plan's working. You just need to realize that the plateaus are normal. That's not something you should fear. That's just your cue to make a change so you continue making progress once again. Now, I want to give you a couple of examples. So within the context of a fat loss phase, if you reach a plateau, i.e. if you don't reach a 0.5 to 1% weight loss figure, and that should be your goal within the fat loss phase, because remember, our goal within the fat loss phase is to not only lose body fat, but to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. Therefore, if you don't reach that, I would suggest dropping calories by approximately 10 to 15% from either carbohydrates or fats. Protein should stay constant to preserve lean muscle mass, or you could increase energy expenditure for more cardio. Within the muscle building phase, you're really tailoring your monthly weight gain target depending on your training age. For example, if you're an absolute beginner, you can obviously build muscle at a much faster rate than someone who's been training for many years. So if you're a beginner, I'd focus on a 1 to 3 pound per month gain. A beginner would be less than 6 months weight training experience. If you're an intermediate, someone with 6 months to 2 years weight training experience, I'd suggest focusing on a 1 to 2 pound per month gain. And if you're an advanced trainee, someone with 2 years and more, you're really focusing mainly on gym performance, increasing strength and volume over time, as opposed to focusing on a monthly weight gain target. You're trying to eat enough calories to fuel those training sessions, to make those strength and volume gains, but you're not actively looking to increase the scale weight by any specific amount each month. If you do that, you'll start gaining too much body fat. That's not to say the scale weight won't gradually increase over time, but if you're focusing on actually a monthly weight gain target, you're just going to gain too much body fat. So within the muscle building phase, if you reach a plateau, i.e. you don't reach your specific monthly weight gain target, suggest increasing calories by approximately 5%, and I suggest mainly increasing calories by 5% from carbohydrates. The reason why is carbohydrates will have a direct impact on your gym performance, and therefore that's the main macronutrient you want to try and increase within the muscle building phase. Now, it's also important to note, going back to the fat loss phase, similar to what I mentioned about calorie requirements changing, the same would apply to cardio. You obviously need to have weight training as the foundation of your routine to maintain muscle mass, but we also need to appreciate that your cardio requirements will change within the fat loss phase as well. Similar to calories being decreased slowly, the same will apply to cardio in the sense that cardio will gradually be increased within the fat loss phase. So that's a really important point to note, is Your calorie requirements are not static within a fat loss phase or a muscle building phase, but your cardio requirements within a fat loss phase will also need to be manipulated subject to your progress. So hopefully this has been useful. The real goal of this podcast is just to open your eyes and realize that your calorie requirements are not static. Your cardio requirements are not static. These need to be manipulated subject to your progress. Realize that plateaus within a fat loss phase and muscle building phase are normal, and that's just your cue to make a change to continue creating either the calorie deficit for fat loss or the calorie surplus for muscle building. If you're still yet to subscribe to the podcast, please do. And if you're still yet to download my free ebook, How to Set Up a Nutrition Plan, if you go to James Layton, Layton, fitness.co.uk, you'll see a tab at the top of the page called free ebook, and you can download that immediately. I look forward to speaking to you next week. Take care.